Hey, it's Adam. Gorgeous day outside. Thought I'd bring you an outdoor wheel class focusing on the core. So grab your wheels and we'll get started. So getting started on our hands and knees today, and we'll just grab the wheel and bring it behind us. And while our knees are down on the ground, bring the wheel just into the center of the shins with the feet, top of the feet resting on top of the wheel, all right? Both hands about shoulder width apart. And not doing anything with the feet yet, just letting the feet rest on top of the wheel. We're just going to shake the arm side to side, find a little natural movement in the body. So moving, not really with the breath, not really any kind of pattern, just finding some movement through the shoulders. So the core that we are going to do today are going to be a lot of plank-based core. So the wrists, shoulders need to have a little bit of movement to them before we get into it. So let's start to bring the shoulders a little farther past the wrists. Squeeze the fingertips as that happens, and then press the hips back towards the heels and feel the shins press into the wheel. All right, so feel that security there, right? The wheel's right in the middle of those shins. And do that a couple more times. Come forward, squeeze the fingers, come back, press your hips towards your heels, feel the shins on the wheel, maybe squeeze the top of your feet, the top of your toes onto the wheel as well. So you're starting to create that stability because that's where our feet are going to go for a lot of these poses today. So really starting to get comfortable and familiar with the feet on top of the wheel, with the shins splitting the distance between that wheel. And we'll take 2 more breaths here. All right, now come forward, shoulders over the wrists. We're going to move into our first core pose. It's going to be plank. So bring the knees together. Now squeeze the tops of the toes on top of the wheel. Lift the knees off the mat, slowly pressing the weight into the hands. And then we're going to extend the legs back and roll the wheel to about the middle of your shins. All right, and then readjust. Push into the fingers. Shoulders about on top of the wrists. Maybe a little farther forward, maybe a little farther back. Navel really pulling into spine. And almost a little tuck of the hips. Little tent to the spine. So we got 20 more seconds here. Squeeze your fingertips, especially your thumb. All right, feel your thumb engage and almost like your forearms start to light up. Now for me, I'm finding a little movement forward and back. That's totally fine. We got about 10 more seconds here. So if you want to stay a little more stable, you can. If you are moving, try squeezing the fingertips, especially as you come forward. For our last 5. Navel into spine. 4, 3, 2. Pause if you're moving on 1, and then gently lower the knees back to the ground. Bring the feet off the wheel, feet just to either side of the wheel, and we'll just take a downward dog, feet off the wheel. Lift the hips. Let's bend the knees quite a bit. Press your chest back towards your thighs, top of the wheel. The head rest down. Take a big breath. And on the exhale, try to straighten the heels. Straighten the legs. Press the heels to the mat. And then take some time, walk it out. Little side to side. Squeeze to the fingertips. Feel that almost release to the shoulders. A couple more breaths here. Just pedaling the feet side to side. Waking up the shoulders a bit more. Both heels drive to the ground. Take a breath. All right, now let's come back down to the ground. All right, second thing we're going to do here, coming back into our feet on top of the wheel. So same kind of idea. We're going to bring the feet a little farther on top of the wheel. So bring the wheel to about the middle of your shins. So you're giving yourself a little more runway. All right, engage, lift up, find your way back into your plank pose. Now I'm walking my shins a little farther down the wheel, so I have a little bit more room for this pose. So you want to have more room than we had last time. All right, engage your core, navel into spine. Now you can stay right here in this pretty static plank, or on the exhale, bend the knees, draw your knees into the chest, and roll your feet up the wheel. Pause here, and then extend the legs back. Nice. About 15 more seconds here. So as many as you can slowly, patiently, with full engagement do. Squeeze the fingertips as you come forward. Take it slow, especially as you go back. Sometimes the wheel gets a little squirrely and wants to go sideways. So about 5 more seconds here. I'm going to try to knock out 2 more. Squeeze the fingertips, press into the hands. Extend it back. Got 1 more in me. Bring it in. And then extend it back. All right, let's drop the knees to the ground. Release the feet off the wheel. All right, sit back on the heels. Rock out the wrist a couple times. All right, so taking a little break from the wrists and the shoulders. Come onto your butts, grab your wheel. Okay, we're going to work on a scissoring technique, right? We talk about scissoring our legs a lot in our yoga poses, but a lot of times we don't actually feel what that feels like. So this is a really great way to feel that and also engage your core. So with the left leg extended, you're going to place the wheel right on top of the left shin and in front of the left toes. All right, right heel comes right on top. All right, both feet are engaged, and I'm pushing down a little bit with this top leg and starting to pull up a little bit with the bottom leg. All right, engage the core, feel that little push. If you do too much, the wheel gets a little squirrely, but if you right on time, it's right there for you. Okay, so with that engagement, hands walk behind us, put some weight to the fingertips, rock back, and lift the legs. Now keep the core engaged. Feel that gentle pressure pushing up and pulling down. All right, now maybe start to extend the arms. Active through the legs, push the chest forward. Ooh. Arms can maybe start to extend above the head a little bit more. And we'll say about 10 more seconds here. Now for me, I'm shaking quite a bit here, but still very engaged. I'm going to bring my arms back down for my last 2 breaths here. And then slowly release down. Let the wheel come down. Let's take a quick forward fold, grab onto the feet, and take about 2 or 3 breaths. Feel the lower back start to open up. All right, rise back up. We're going to hit that second side. Right leg extends, wheel on top of the right shin, hug the toes back. Left heel on top. All right, now feel that pull, that push. Gentle movement, both up and down. Fingers walk behind us, press into the hands, and then we'll slowly lift the legs. So I think we did about 30 seconds on the last side, about the same amount on this side. All right, so feel your stability. Hands can always stay back behind you. Arms can extend long. If you found arms above the head was a good challenge for you last time, you can go right there as well. Nice. Push the chest forward. Try to lengthen through the arms. Almost to our last 10. It's about 15 seconds left here. Ooh, find your balance. It's okay to move around a little bit. Stay engaged. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's drop it down. Bring the feet wide. Wheels between my feet. And I'll take that forward fold again. Releasing through the back more than the core. So I want to try to keep the core engaged right now. We still have a couple more things to do. 2 more breaths. All right, release the feet, come on up. All right, back onto your hands and knees. Grab the wheel, place the wheel on the right shin. Pretty far up the shin. Left foot is free. Left foot's going to come right by the side of the wheel. Come into your full plank first with the right shin on the wheel, left toes on the ground. And then we're going to lift the left toes off the mat. All right, now this can be your plank right here. If you want to add a little bit, draw your right knee in towards your chest. Keep pressure into the fingertips. Feel the wheel come to the top of the toes, and then extend it back. Inhale, bring it in. And exhale, extend it back. 10 more seconds here. About as many as you can do, about the form you can keep. Keep that left heel lifted, whether you're drawing the knee into your chest or not. Very engaged in the hands. We got 1 more. Extend it back. Left foot comes down. Come down to your knees. Switch sides. Left foot or left shin on top of the wheel. Give yourself that space. All right, come back into your full plank first. Left shin on the wheel, right toes on the mat. When you're ready, lift the right toes. Feel the engagement. Squeeze the fingers. And then if you added that movement on the other side, left knee slowly comes into the chest. And then extends back. Slow in. Slowly back. About 10 more seconds. Firmly pressing into the hands. Squeeze to the fingertips. You guys got this. We'll take 2 more. Come forward. Push it back. 1 more time. Extend it back. Right foot comes down. Left knee comes down. And let's take an embryo pose. So bring the knees together, arms down by the sides. Let the arms and shoulders rest. Find your breath. About 10 seconds here. Got one more little push to do. 2 more breaths. All right, last little bit. Come back up. All right, got me sweating out here today. All right, so coming back into our plank, the wheel is about the middle of the shins. Both feet are on the wheel. Press back into your plank. All right, establish your plank. Wheel is middle of the shins. Squeeze the fingertips, and then start to lift the hips, bringing the wheel up to the top of the toes, piking the hips up. Pause at your height, and then on your exhale, slowly roll it back. And we're just going to do 5 of these. That was 5. Slowly come up. And slowly return back. 4. 3 more. Come on up. Inhale. And then back on the exhale. Try a little pause at the top. Mindful that the wheel doesn't get squirrely on you. 2 more. 1 more. 1 more. Come on up. Press into the fingers. Get your height. And slowly extend it back. Feet off the wheel. And then come down to your knees. Roll out the wrists. Nice job. Nice job. All right, grab your wheel. Let's come onto our wheel onto our backs. We're going to roll out our spine and open up the core. So with the knees bent, wheel middle of the spine, arms out wide, slowly lift up and back. And let the head drop back. Feel the chest open up. And feel the core start to release. And you can stay with the arms long above the head, just like myself. If you want to find some movement with the wheel up and down the spine. Find your breath. So all of our core was pretty much wrist and shoulder focused as well. So let's bring the wheel to about the base of the neck. Grab the wheel with both hands. Let the elbows hug next to the ears. We're going to come into a forearm wheel with our wheels. The elbows drive down towards the ground. Let the head drop back. And then press up through the hips. Feel that big start to lift through the core. Then you can stay right there. Or let the hips come back down towards the ground. And then 1 leg at a time. Extend the legs forward. Coming into this extended forearm wheel or version of fish. Drive the balls of the feet towards the ground. Keep the elbows pressing down next to the ears. Take 2 more breaths. All right, 1 foot at a time. Walk the feet back in. Stabilize your base, and then we'll come back down. Release the wheel. And grab your shins to pull yourself forward. Great job. Beautiful, beautiful work. Join us. Subscribe to the videos if you like them. Leave us comments and things you want to learn. Love being here with you guys. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.